What's up, guys? So, you may notice, no more beard. Got a job where I had to shave it, so YouTube is my second job, so unfortunately I had to shave it. I know I don't look as hot, so you have to deal with that. So, today's video is about Germany's game today with Serbia. I promised a Germany video earlier in the week, and I was going to do it before the game, but I ended up working late, so didn't really get a chance. So here's that video. They drew 1-1 with Serbia. If you can't tell why I'm dejected. So, a little background. The FIFA World Cup in 2010 was one of the first World Cups I ever watched. Start to finish, because I just had the ability to. Fell in love with that German generation with Mesut Ozil, Thomas Müller. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to make this video. Because I've been annoyed with Germany for a little over a year now. So they win the Confederations Cup 2017, which most of my viewers I know don't understand what this is. Bear with me. Confederations Cup is a miniature tournament on a world scale for international teams to go. Most teams, big teams, use it as a feeler. They won it with their second team. So they go into the World Cup in 2018. I'm sorry, they won it in 2014. I'm sorry, that was the one I got really into. I'm sorry. Apologizing, I'm really tired. They won it in 2014. Really strong international performances, very few losses, a couple draws. Going to the 2018 World Cup in Russia, they're considered a pretty heavy favorite to make a deep run, if not win the whole thing. They lost in the group stage, which is the very first part. They have one win, one draw, and one loss, or one win and two losses. I can't be asked to look it up. I'm sorry. I know I'm a horrible YouTuber. But just then the Mesut Ozil stuff comes out where there were remarks made about him or the stuff that was being said about him by his team, and he didn't have any support. And he experienced racism within the ranks of the German FA. I'm dejected. I usually root for them in international competitions because I have German heritage. My favorite team is German. I can speak a little bit of German. So it's very frustrating to me to see the team do this freaking poorly. And yeah. So, with the history of the World Cup, Confederations Cup, the international community and UEFA is doing something called the UEFA Nations League, where I'm not going to go into it because I can do probably 2 whole videos on this and I don't really understand it. Just know that it's very complicated. There are groups, top teams in one group, as you go down forward. Germany was in the very top group with the Netherlands and France. They fell out of that group. They were relegated to the Netherlands, who didn't even make the World Cup in 2018, and have had better teams and stronger teams, and France, who won the whole thing in 2018. At what point is this too much to keep the manager? I'm not a fan of rash decisions. I'm not. But drawing against Serbia is not a rash decision. You should beat this team 9 times out of 10. The guy who scored, I'll tell you what, $20 to the person who can guess who it is without looking it up. Here you go. That was really bad airtime, I apologize. If you had Luka Jovic, congratulations, you won $20. On the negative side, you didn't win $20 because I'm sure you looked it up, you freaking liar. Fair play to the Serbians. They did a great job. They played a good game. They were exciting for 90 minutes. The Germans peppered them with shots. Had 63% of the possession. Sorry, 67% of possession. They won 56% of duels, 7 corners. They had 21 shots, 9 of them on target. At the point that you have won a World Cup in recent memory, you shouldn't be putting 42% of your shots on target. If you're going to put 21 shots towards your opponent, you have to convert them. 41% is not good enough. Simply is not good enough. Nowhere near for a team as good as you are versus a team that you're playing. Serbia should not be in this game with you. It's not good enough. When is the moment for the German FA to wake up? And they play with a relatively young roster, so maybe they look at this as a draw and a reasonable outcome. Maybe. That's fine. For me, no, it's not. You should beat Serbia 10 times out of 10. Where do we go from here? More youth. We get back to funding the German youth development. We encourage the league to work together so they're not embarrassed anymore. We continue to create superstars. But someone, unfortunately, I've been a sports fan all my life. I started out early with boxing. I know it's not really a sport, but professional wrestling and football, American football. Got a little older, baseball, basketball, kind of here and there. Then it was hockey. Always soccer on the back burner, more and more as I got older and older and older and older. So let me explain to people who aren't huge sports fans what happens. When a team as good as they are, or as good as they have been, what happens to them now? Someone gets fired. It's the way of the world. It has to happen. Someone has to be fired. That's simply the way this whole thing works. Whether it's the manager, whether it's the talent director, whether it's someone has to be fired. It's plain and simple. It has to happen. Because the players on the pitch won't realize how freaking serious this is until someone loses their job. I'm not a fan of anyone losing their job. Everyone should be able to eat and feed their family. But someone has to be fired for this now. That's just the way the sport goes. It's the way all sports are. That has to happen. The league and the FA have to come together and figure out, okay, what can we actually do here to stop embarrassing ourselves? But this was not good enough. I don't think they have. They have another match before the end of the week. I apologize. I don't know who that is, and I'm not going to add more bad airtime onto it. So if you know in the comments, post it in the comments. But yeah, no, it has to go better than this. I don't care if it's against Brazil or France or Mexico. I know it's not against the States because the States have a game against Ecuador tomorrow. Expect the video after that. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm rambling now. But Germany, you have to be better. I'll probably make another video after their next game. Hopefully a better result. Look out for the U.S. video tomorrow. I will also be covering why the U.S. missed the 2018 World Cup. How they can probably make the 2022 World Cup. If you know, it's in Qatar. So, fun. I know I pronounced that wrong. So, in the comments, tell me I'm horrible. That's fine too. Yeah, if you have something you'd like me to cover in soccer, maybe explain, maybe just talk about, or another idea for a video, post in the comments. If you liked this video, hit like. Sorry, I'm going to steal it again, Steve. Really liked it, tell all your friends. And please subscribe. This channel is really trying hard to grow. I'm trying to really, really work hard with a full-time work schedule, going to school, planning a wedding, all this stuff. Trying super hard to get this channel to grow. So please subscribe. It helps me a ton. And I'll see you tomorrow.